Hi everyone, welcome to today's Saturday Family Craft session. Today we are going to be making some jellyfish windsocks. So these can be made from all sorts of different scraps of fabric that you have lying about, and they're perfect for like hanging in the window. They move really nicely, and you can also hang them in your garden if you want to properly get them in the wind. So let's have a look at what we'll need for today's session. So we'll need the top of a takeaway drinks cup. If you don't have this, that's fine. We can also use the bottom of a large plastic bottle. So if you've got this, great. If not, we can use this and I'll show you how. We also need some pink tissue paper. These are just scraps that I've had left over from other activities. A brush that you don't mind using with glue. Some PVA glue, or I've got a little bit of fabric glue as well. Either or is ideal. And then to make the hanging bits of the windsock, we need either bits of wool. I've got some bits of lace, some scraps of fabric. This was from making a dress. I've just got a wee scrap of pink lying around. Old t-shirts work perfectly, just anything you've got lying about, or even just scrap paper from newspapers and magazines and so on. And I have a little bit of pink ribbon, but you can also use just your normal household string or any bit of string or rope you've got lying around. So to begin with, we're going to get our drinks top. If you don't have one of these, just get your bottle and very carefully, this needs to be with an adult's help. So you're gonna see if you can find a line around the top of your bottle, like here. And very carefully, an adult can help you. Get your scissors and we're going to push them in and cut around the top of the bottle, like so. So then we have a similar shape for our top of our jellyfish. Okay, so next we're going to get some of our pink tissue paper and our glue and our brush. So for this, you just need to rip up your tissue paper into not too small bits, but sort of, you know, bits like this kind of size. You can go smaller if you want and add more texture and layer up. We're going to get our glue, and you can either put it in a palette or you can just put it straight on to the top of your drinks thing. So I'm just going to put this on like this. And then we're going to start to get our bits of tissue paper and pop them on the top of the glue. So if you want to avoid your fingers getting too sticky, you can just pop them on with a brush like this. And there we go. I sometimes find that easier. So, and then you can just fold. So every bit of tissue paper, you just get this bit at the bottom. You can pop a wee bit of glue inside and fold it in so you've got a nice finish on the bottom. So just like pop that in and there we go. And then you can do the same on the top. Just get that stuck in the glue. Sometimes it's a wee bit fiddly to stick down, you just need to add more glue, but that's fine. You can use as much glue as you like. So we'll add a few more bits to here. There we go. So then once you've got a few bits of your pink tissue paper on, you can then put more glue on top of the tissue paper and just sort of paint it over. So this is almost like you're varnishing it, and this just makes it a wee bit hardy if you want to have it out in the garden. But it also just protects it and it gives it a nice sort of shiny, wet jellyfish look. Okay, So just do that all over and continue adding your pink tissue paper all the way around. Okay, then you're going to have to probably set it to the side and leave it to dry for half an hour or so before you can do the next bit. So this is one I just made earlier. So you can see I've put one layer of tissue paper on, and I quite like the fact that the light shines through the bits where it's not as thick. I think that works really well for a jellyfish because they're kind of see-through, aren't they, in the sea? So you can do that. If not, if you want a really like matte finish, which means you can't see through it, then you can add more layers of tissue paper on top, or you can even paint on it if you want. So for the next part, we're going to get our ribbon and a pair of scissors or a pin. So I'm just going to use a pin first and then my scissors. So make sure you get an adult to help you with this part because you're going to be pushing the pin through the top of your bottle or drink cup thing. So I'm just going to push my pin through there and wiggle it about a bit, and then I'm going to get my scissors and poke through there. So remember to ask an adult to help you with this because it's a wee bit tricky and I wouldn't want you hurting your hands, okay? So there we go. So you can see the scissors have come through the other side. So we've just got a little hole in the top now. So I'm going to get my ribbon and I'm going to put it in a loop like this. And I'm going to do a knot here. There we go. So we've got this loop and we've got it knotted here. So I'm going to do that again just to make the knot a wee bit bigger. And maybe once more. So tie it 3 times. So we've got this nice big knot here, okay? Then I'm going to get the end loop of the ribbon, just fold it like so, so it's nice and neat, and I'm going to push it through the hole made in the top of my jellyfish. There we go. So then I pull that, and because you've got a nice big knot, it'll stop in here and won't pull through. So then we've got a nice loop for our jellyfish. Then you can either cut the little bit that's hanging off here if you want, but I'm going to leave it because actually when you look, it's just another little tendril to have for later. So we'll just set this to the side for a second and we're going to start picking the materials that we're going to have on our jellyfish. So I really like this pink scrap of fabric, so I'm going to cut a couple of strips, okay? So just carefully getting your scissors and cutting through the fabric like that. So that, there we go, we've got one nice thin strip. If you want, you can cut your strips all wavy, so obviously this will take more time, but it also ends up looking more like a jellyfish. So let me just show you here. You're just going to cut wavy, wavy, wavy. So there's my wavy one, okay? So that also works well. So we've got those. I also think I might have got a bit of pink netting, which might look nice, because it's those fabrics that you can kind of see through that are sheer that work really well for jellyfish. So this is just a wee bit of netting. So I'm just going to cut this into a couple of strips as well. Sometimes it's a wee bit difficult to cut fabrics that you can't quite see, so just be super careful and take your time. If you've picked up a pack from our hub, a lot of these fabrics will be in it for you to use. But again, as I said, t-shirts work, any old clothes that have ripped and you can't wear anymore, have got holes in, or just bits of fabric you've got from other crafts projects, or just magazines, and pick the pages with colours you like and just cut them into strips as well. So, or leaflets even that you've got through your door. So we'll just cut through here. Oh, it's jumping about all over the place. Right, perfect. So we've got some strips of that, we'll pop them to the side. And then I'm going to get a bit of pink lace because I think that's lovely, and just cut that in half and then cut it into some strips again. Also got some pink wool, so I'm just gonna do that. And remember, jellyfish don't have to be pink. We can have a rainbow jellyfish, a green jellyfish, a blue jellyfish, any colours you like. So I have just picked pink, but you can do them any colour, anything you've got lying around. You could choose orange or red as well. Right, and then lastly I've just got this little ball of bits of wool, so I'm just going to pull some nice bits out of it. It's just scraps left over from things I've made previously. This bit of wool's cool, it's got some stripes on it, doesn't it? Cool. Right, so we're now going to get our jellyfish, or the beginnings of our jellyfish, and we're going to turn him upside down and sit him on the table. That's why he needs to be dry for this part. So make sure he's nice and dry. Then I'm going to get my glue. So I'm going to use my wee fabric glue for this. You can use PVA, it just might take a wee bit longer to stick in place, but it will stick, and you might just have to hold it or sit it to the side. So I'm just going to do a bit of glue around the inside of here. It's running out a wee bit. And then I'm just going to start attaching things that I've cut. So you just take one end and you just stick it in and onto the jellyfish, and there we go. We can see the first part happening. So keep your pot up like this and just keep on sticking around. And it always looks good if you mix up things. So I'm having a bit of netting, then a bit of wool, then a bit of lace. Oh, and then I might put some bits of ribbon as well. Another bit of lace. Some more bits of netting. Another bit of wool. Great thing about wool is you can get so many different colours and textures. And you can even use some of your tissue paper as well. Got some long strips of it, you can just attach in on top of your other fabrics. You just push them in to the centre, and this is where it can get a bit sticky. You can always use your brush to push things in as well. There we go. So I'm going to put this bit of wool, and then I might take another strip of pink fabric. There we go. So just be careful with your scissors when you're cutting the fabric, because it can be a wee bit tricky to cut fabric sometimes. So ask parents for help if you need. And that's the best thing about family sessions, is we can all help each other. So I'm going to put a wee bit of sort of purpley shiny ribbon in now as well. I think that'll look nice for a jellyfish. Here we go. Bit more glue. And maybe a bit more ribbon, but pink this time. There we go. So you can keep going all around your jellyfish. I've just done about just over half of mine. And when it's dry, you can keep going back in and adding other layers so that you get a really nice full look to it. So I turn my jellyfish up and there we go. Okay, so I've been very quick, so my layers aren't quite stuck yet, or my tendrils aren't all quite stuck yet. So when you've added yours, make sure to leave your jellyfish up like this to dry for an hour or so, okay? So I will keep on going round and adding all around there, so you can see all the bits in the centre getting stuck in, okay? So when you're finished, you will have your full jellyfish with all its different tentacles. Look at that. So these are great to just hang in the wind or hang on your window, or really nice things to hang up in your bedroom as well. There we go. So we'd love to see your Windsocks and any other animals you might manage to come up with. Have a wee think and see what other animals you could do. And yeah, send us some wee pictures of what you've done. We might feature you on our Instagram. We have craft material packs to pick up from our hub if you're struggling for packs, and we'll be launching our new Saturday craft sessions block next week. So we'll see you then. Thank you for joining, guys. Bye.